Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and I apologize for the kind of clickbaity, hey, one weird, stupid trick that I do to make things awesome. Sorry for that for the title, but it really is a weird little trick that I do. We've been talking for the last couple of videos about a couple of things, going from knowing to doing, and also understanding how to create a process, a tiny little achievable process, the 3-2-1 homework process, for taking what you learn and putting it to use, making sure that you actually accomplish some of the things that you're learning rather than kind of just learning more stuff because it's easier that way. So one of the things that I do when I do go to a workshop or a seminar or a class is kind of different and kind of strange, and I found it really works for me, and maybe it'll work for you. I don't know. So what I do is I take notes. I take notes in my notebook. I'll take notes if they give us a notebook. I'll often choose whether or not to take notes in that notebook. I've gone to probably over 100 training sessions, webinars, things like that in the last couple of decades. And this is something that I learned about 10 years ago, and it's really served me well. And here's what I do. I have a notebook from one of the things that I took. This is actually from Jeff Walker's Launch Club, which is awesome. And I want to show you a page of notes. This is a page of notes, right? It's got a page of notes on it. And it's all stuff that I've written down. And what happens is I'll take the class, I'm listening, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Wait, I need to do something with that. I need to do an action item with that. So I'll be writing notes down. And what I'll do is I'll go to the bottom of the page and I'll start on the last line on the bottom of the page and I'll put a to-do item. And then I'll go to the second last line and put another to-do item if I have another one. And then as I get another one, I'll do a third one. And on this particular page, there were only two. I don't know if you can see that, but there are two. And notice that they have two little check boxes next to them, right? Because that's what I said in the last video about that weird little trick. So on this page, there are a lot more, right? There's like a whole bunch of them. And those, I've gotten most of them done. But basically what happens is, you have the whole page. You take your note writing, and sometimes we think of things that we want to do. I want to check that out. I want to go to that website. I want to buy that product. I want to do that thing. I want to make that adjustment, whatever it is. And we put it in the middle of the notes that we're writing with a star or a box around it or a circle or underlines or whatever. And unfortunately, that means you have to go back through all of your notes and look for all of those things. Whereas if you just make that to-do list on the bottom of each page, all I have to do is go through the pages and look at the bottom of the pages. They're all there for me. They're all in a group. And this reminds me of the idea that you can batch process things a lot easier than constantly jumping around and trying to be productive in a lot of different ways. If you can group your work together, then your tools will be the same for that group of stuff. The time you spend and the processes that you engage in will be similar. Rather than, you're on your browser and you're doing things, you're going all kinds of different places and doing different things. If you group your work, and in this case, my to-dos are grouped, I may not be doing things that are similar. There may be a lot of different things to do, but at least the to-do list itself is grouped. And like we said in the last video, they all have check boxes next to them rather than just dashed lines or whatever. It makes it easy for me to track actually doing what I want to do, what I want to get done when I'm doing it. So the takeaway from this is, as you make pages of notes, start to-do lists from the bottom of the page up. And when they meet, by the way, just go to the next page. Because if you start the to-do list from the bottom of the page or you start the notes from the top of the page, it doesn't really matter. At some point, they'll meet. If there's not as many as to-do lists on one page, there'll be more notes. If there's lots and lots of to-do lists, items that there are on a page, there'll be less notes. But the point is, they'll be grouped in a way that makes them easier to handle. And that's my one weird trick that I do that makes my note-taking superhuman. It really sets me up for success when I want to actually get done the things that occur to me when I'm doing the learning, right? So going from knowing to doing and then actually getting that stuff done. What do you think of that? You got any comments on that? Let me know. Feel free to leave a comment below. If you're watching this anywhere but on vo2gogo.com, go there. Check it out. We got all kinds of cool stuff that take notes, make to-do lists, add checkboxes. But do leave me a comment below. And if you want to be on my YouTube channel, you want to sign up for that and be notified when these videos come out, go ahead and click on my head there. If there's no head, there's a subscribe button somewhere on the page. And if you want to see the latest video that I've done, go ahead and click on that frame there and YouTube will play it for you. It's awesome. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.